looks like we're getting our cue to start.
Happy sunrise, Great Ben!
2000! August 1st, 2000, and it looks like looks like a warm one. I'm Ross Jorgensen.
And I'm Kathy Bellows.
And we'll be with you until 7. Now, Kathy, what do we have in store today besides our very special segment?
Well, Maria is in the kitchen showing us 3 ways to use all those tomatoes people are bringing in from the garden now. Tomato soup, tomato sauce, and a Bloody Mary that will knock your socks off.
Sounds tasty.
Then our very own crew 2 will be visiting Candace at the very special lady shop in Great Bend for a preview of styles for fall, which is right around the corner.
Sorry to break it to you, but I'd wear shorts year-round if I could get away with it.
But there's more to life than shorts, right?
If you say so. Also, Sandy Leipheimer from Second Chance Credit Repair will join us. She'll show us how to save a ton of money on your next car loan.
But first, for our very special segment brought to you commercial-free by the law firm of Sullivan and McCabe. Attorney Linda McCabe represents the estate of the late Charles Cameron Jr. of Cameron Cable Company. Also joining us is another very special guest, Stephen Schwartz, Professor Emeritus at the Great Bend Regional Community College and an expert on the history of our local area. Now, Ross, you went to that school, didn't you?
Best 7 years of my life.
No!
Just kidding, but a fine local institution since 1952.
Please join us in welcoming Attorney McCabe and Professor Schwartz.
Thank you.
Nice to be here.
Thanks for having me. Good morning.
Good morning. Now, for those of us who haven't heard, please explain what we'll be doing here today.
Well, tomorrow on this program, I will present 3 checks to former employees of the Cameron Cable Company. One for $500, one for $5,000, and one for, are you ready? $50,000.
Oh my.
Well, the money was set aside by Charles himself. In the event that the business closed, he wanted to make sure that he preserved the legacy of the company. The money will go to those who can best tell us what Cameron Cable meant to them and how they'll go about using the award money.
And how did you go about choosing these candidates?
Well, shortly after Charles's untimely death, oh God, wasn't it bad? It was bad. I'm sorry. I interviewed individuals who were employed by Cameron Cable and its predecessor, the Hazard Wire Company, from its founding in 1925 until its bankruptcy 2 years ago. I chose 4, and then I just picked a wild card from the rest.
Now, did many people come forward to apply?
Not as many as you would think, but I could tell that it meant a lot to those who did.
Viewers and our studio audience here today will vote on who gets those cash awards. As soon as this segment concludes, you may cast your vote by phone or cell phone. We will display a special number on your screen once the segment has concluded and on our website, www.sunrisegreatbend2000.com. Please do not attempt to call until after the segment has concluded and you've heard from all of our guests. Now, members of our studio audience, thank you for joining us. We'll find a card on your seats. Once you've heard from all of our guests, you may vote for your choice for each of the 3 awards. On the back of your card, please let us know how you made your decision. Your votes will be the first to be counted. Give your cards to Carl in the lobby. Hi, Carl.
Hi, Carl.
He'll get back to me later. Does everybody got it? All right. Now remember, do not vote until after the segment has concluded. Oh, you're too kind! Thank you! All right, sounds like they got it.
Now, neither of us have met any of these folks yet, and we can hardly wait.
Please allow me to thank you all. This would have meant so much to Charles Cameron.
Before our first guest joins us, Professor Schwartz, why don't you tell us a little bit about the history of Cameron Cable?
Well, the older citizens of Great Bend, of course, know the company since 1925 as the Hazard Wire Company.
Now, I have to ask you, was there anything hazardous about it?
Oh, plenty. Plenty. But it was named for its founder, Milton Hazard, and that was just a coincidence. But I'm afraid he did not show much concern for the injuries to the many hundreds of employees who worked for him over the years. Now, to be fair, serious injuries were very common in that industry. The company is known now for its extension cords, but there was a time when it produced all sorts of wire products. There's Hazard Wire Cable in the Tanganakaw Bridge in New Zealand. Tanganakaw.
Bridge. Got it.
Now,
May I go on?
Sorry. Poor Steve.
They also produced guiding coils for the P-51 Mustang fighter plane in World War II.
that's incredible. Now, the Hazard, that's that old brick building down on Riverside Drive, is it not?
You got it. Charles Sr. bought the company in 1950, and he ran it from that place until it became hopelessly obsolete. He then built a brand new, modern facility in the Commerce Industrial Park.
Safer, and cleaner, too.
Indeed. But in the 1920s, it was very common to build factories along the river, and then companies would discharge industrial waste directly therein.
Wouldn't that have a bad effect on the ecology?
Disastrous. But Hazard Wire was our biggest employer, so nobody said anything. Our biology department was asked to come in and test the rocks at the base of the river, which had turned orange until 1970. They tested them for toxins, and do you know that their testing kit couldn't get to levels that high?
Are there fish in that river?
Well, the biologists fished there all day long, and all they caught was one eel. They have no idea how it stayed alive.
Cameron Cable was a whole different story, right?
Oh, yes. Well, the Cameron family, they were known universally as being good corporate citizens. Charles Cameron Sr. handed everything over to his son in 1977, and then Charles Jr. just renamed it Cameron Cable.
And he took it in a different direction.
Oh, yes.
Indeed, he
Yes,
did.
he did.
In the 1960s and 70s, people were buying lots of appliances and they needed extension cords. So when Charles Jr. took charge, he ended all the wire business and stayed focused on the extension cords and became a leader in that market.
But things didn't go according to plan, though, did they?
Oh, sadly, no. I mean, despite his best efforts, his commitment and undying dedication to that company, it was just an uphill battle, wasn't it, Steve?
Yes, indeed it was. His timing couldn't have been worse. In the 1980s and 90s, cheap foreign imports ate away at his profits. He had this big box stores were coming in. It just changed the entire scenario. And by the time Charles Jr. met his untimely end, the writing was on the wall. The cables that they make now, the extension cords, are still found on store shelves, but they're not made here anymore.
Chinese? Is it the Chinese?
Exactly.
The
Chinese company bought the name. And the bankruptcy of the company is part of a much larger story of economic decline in our area. The loss of Charles Cameron Jr. had a huge blow on Great Bend. We lost him in the worst possible way.
As we know far too well. Thank you so very much for joining us. Thank you.
Oh, we're done.
Thank you. Kathy, is our first guest ready?
He sure is, Ross. But first, Maria has also started her sauce. The smell of those onions cooking. Now, I'm with Mr. Henry Morrell, the oldest former employee of the Hazard Wire Company, and you just shared a fun fact with me about your age.
As I tell my great-grandchildren, I recently turned 87, and even more recently 89.
You have a very positive attitude towards aging.
It's hell to get old, but it beats the alternative.
Let's sit down with Ross.
Who?
Let's sit down with Ross.
Right this way. Here. All right. Now, Henry, how long did you work for Cameron Cable?
Since I was 16, I heard that the pay was better than farm work, so I knocked on the door, and they took me right on. I left about 10 years ago. Mr. Cameron Jr. kept me on because I was the only one who could get the old machines to work right. They called me Magic Morrell. They gave me a jacket with my name on it when I retired. But I left it home. It's on my couch.
Was it dangerous work?
Oh, yeah. Back in the old place, there weren't safety guards or nothing. We all made jokes about the name. Doc Foster used to be on call when a man got hurt. He would leave his office patients and tear over there, fix them up on the spot if he could.
What kind of injuries did you see?
Oh, they got sliced open by the spinning wire and it needed a whole lot of stitches, and copper bar would crush their toes. And heaven help you if your fingers got caught in that winding machinery. It just wound you up with the cable. Lefty Manderbach lost most of his hand that way.
Did they give him the nickname because
What?
Did they give him his nickname because of his missing a hand?
No, he was always lefty. It was his right hand that he lost. So he was lucky in that respect. He took to shining shoes down at the train station. He could do that good with one good hand.
How did you avoid injury?
Things got safer after Mr. Cameron took over, but I never got hurt at the Hazard. I wanted to go home to my wife Annie exactly the way that I left in the morning. I wasn't the fastest on the line. I was slower, but I have all my fingers left.
Now, what reward are you requesting, and how would you use the money?
Huh?
What award are you requesting, and how would you use the money?
Well, my daughter is at the age now when she should retire, but that's not in the cards. She has a daughter of her own with children by a couple of different fellas. We haven't heard from these fellas. 2 years ago, she left town. Now we haven't heard from her.
Has something happened?
Well, what's happened is she didn't want to raise her children anymore. Her mother took that on, but it's too much at her age. And she recently had some setbacks with her health, some serious setbacks. I shouldn't say more out of respect for her privacy. But we need some help with the little ones. The sooner the better, for their sake. My granddaughter went in the wrong direction, and we pray she finds her way home, and thank you very much. I've never been on TV before.
If you'd like to vote for Henry Morrell, please vote when the number appears after the segment concludes. Henry, thank you so much for joining us today, and the best to you and your family.
Now, let's visit with Vanessa at the weather desk. What kind of weather are we expecting this week? Oh, that's a little warmer than expected. And that's expected to last all week? Okay, well, keep that AC humming, folks. We'll hear back from Vanessa at the weather desk a little bit later. Ross, it looks like our next guest is ready.
Absolutely. I am with Bill Evans. Bill, you were a janitor since high school for Cameron Cable. You have a story that you've never been able to tell.
Not until today.
Not that close.
Sorry, not until today.
Well, I'm listening. Right this way.
So, Bill, what did your time at Cameron Cable mean to you?
Well, I started out as a janitor. The pay was good, but what I cared the most about was getting out to see the dead. I mean, if the tour was good, you wanted to stay a while, and Cameron Cable made that possible.
Dead?
Oh, the Grateful Dead.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, you can't take off whenever you want, right? So, I mean, I was the biggest deadhead there. I mean, all the other guys, they were into hunting and NASCAR or whatever. So, we created a fake employee, one who could cover anyone's shift. We called him Ollie Puncher because he was always punched in. Yeah, I mean, his address was a P.O. box. He was born on New Year's Day. Man, I went to see some good concerts thanks to him.
And no one figured out he wasn't a real person.
No, we covered each other's shift under Ollie's name. And we opened a banking account and we split the money. And it was a busy place. So, I mean, what company wouldn't complain about a guy who's working hard and doesn't draw attention?
How long did this go on for?
Until the end. I mean, by then, I was making good money and I actually started to like my job a little bit. And then the dead came to an end right before the company did. But I don't know, I stopped caring about time off. Man, what's it been? About 5 years since Jerry Garcia died. Man. It's a damn shame what happened to Charles Cameron, too.
And what reward are you requesting, and how would you use the money?
I don't think I'm getting the award. I mean, I don't think I stand a chance. I mean, I was the wild card that the attorneys picked. I don't think I stand a chance. I'm nothing special. I just went in and did my job most days. But I don't know. I mean, I could use about like $5,000, I guess.
No, 4?
So after the company ended, my mom always told me, a man is no good without his payroll. She was right. So eventually I got a job at a power plant in Rutherford, and the problem is it's an hour away and my truck is old. So, you know, I mean, you can replace a whole bunch of parts on a Ford truck, but I mean, the framing's starting to rust. Yeah, I mean, how do you hold a job and healthcare and all that if you can't get to the job, right?
But a new truck has to run you like what? 20 grand plus?
Yeah, but I mean, I don't mean new. Used is fine. I mean, I can make $500 work perfectly and it'll keep my truck on the road. I have a buddy who can weld anything for $500. But I have an ulterior motive for being here tonight. Kathy, I've been watching you for some time now, and I think we got a lot in common. You know, I mean, we got some friends, talk a lot, and I was just wondering. I'm just gonna throw this out there. Are you single, or I mean, you never mentioned a husband or a boyfriend, so.
Yes, I am single.
Oh, that's great. So you see, I've got 2 tickets to Reba McEntire. And I was wondering if you want to go with me. But beforehand, we'll go to the Cedar Grill.
I think Bill's asking you out.
That's really sweet. Sure, I guess.
Great. I thought you loved Reba.
I love Reba.
I love Reba.
Perfect.
You wish.
If you could just write your number on the back, I'll give you a call tomorrow about it. And don't worry, I won't be driving my truck. I'll borrow my buddy's grid car.
Expect the unexpected here on Sunrise Great Bend. If you want to vote for Bill Evans, please call the number on the screen when it appears.
Whatever happens tonight, I'm the real winner tonight.
Well, that's a new one. Remember, don't call until after the segment has concluded.
And if other unexpected events like medical bills or a layoff have put a dent in your credit rating, stay with us later for Sandy Leipheimer from Second Chance Credit Repair. Sandy says you do not have to put up with a subpar credit score. Now, Ross, it looks like our next guest is ready.
Oh.
He's waving like crazy and he has a big smile on his face. Now, let's visit with Candace at the very special lady shop in Great Bend for a preview of fall fashion. Hear loud and clear. Candace, what can we expect for fall? Okay. Oh, so jeans look very big. Oh, and I love the tracksuits. So easy to wear. And all of the dresses seem to come with a wide belt. That's very exciting, thank you. And of course, thank you very much to our very own crew too. Ross, are you reconnecting with an old friend over there?
It turns out I am. Mr. Eddie Fitzsimmons. So we met at the Great Bend Memorial Day Parade. When was that?
Monday, May 29th, 1995. I was on the Cameron Cable float, and you interviewed me on television. Mr. Cameron asked us to throw candy to the kids watching the parade, so we have these big blue bins we use for sorting extension cords, but for the parade we fill them with candy instead. That was my best day at the Cameron Cable Company.
Wonderful. Right this way.
So, Eddie, I'm sure you heard about the cash awards that Attorney McKay will be presenting tomorrow.
I would like to request $500, please.
Okay. Let's talk a little about your time at Cameron Cable first.
Hello to my mom, whose name is Mary Therese, and my dad, whose name is Edward, like me. I'm Eddie, and he's Eddie. Oh, and all my friends I used to work with, I miss them all. I went to work for Cameron Cable when I was 18 years old. People said I couldn't get a job, but I wanted to. So my dad took me to meet Mr. Greg Weaver, and he read the letter from my teacher. Then he said, "Excuse me," and he was gone for a long time. When he came back, he took me to meet Mr. Charles Cameron, and he showed me the green, orange, and yellow extension cords they make, and which ones were the most expensive. And then he asked me if I understood, and I did. And then he shook hands with me, and he gave me a job. I worked there until they went out of business. I loved working there.
What made it such a great place to work?
Oh, we were all friends. They gave me a party on my birthday, February 27th, my first year there. And then I found out from Mr. Greg Weaver when all their birthdays were, and I would bring them each a birthday card. Now, Mr. Charles Cameron's birthday was on February 26th, that's the day before mine. I would bring his birthday card to his office. The only person I never met was Mr. Oliver Punchy. Now, his birthday was on January 1st. We were closed that day, so I would bring him his card on January 2nd, but he was always out. I'm sorry I never met him.
Now, Eddie, what was your job there?
Oh, I got the extension cords ready for the customers. Green were light duty, orange were general purpose, and yellow were heavy duty. Now, they were the most expensive. I took the cords out of those blue bins, and I put the right number of each kind in the boxes. Did you know we sent trucks full of extension cords to every state in the United States? Mr. Charles Cameron had a bad accident, and they went out of business. I never got to say goodbye to him. He would come down to the shipping department sometimes and ask how everything was going, and it was always going well. I'll go back if they ever open up again. My mom says she doesn't think they will, but I go back every Monday and I check.
Now, Eddie, you've requested the $500. That's the smallest cash award. What would you do with the money?
I would buy fishing lures from Dunston's Sporting Goods.
Fishing lures?
Yep, that's right. Dunston's is the best place to buy fishing lures because of their lifetime guarantee. If you never catch a fish with it in your lifetime, Mr. Dunston, he gives you your money.
Have you ever returned one?
Well, no, because I keep trying to catch fish with them. I brought some to show you.
Oh.
My dad calls this yellow one here a crankbait. The red one is a jig. Now, the jig is the best for bottom feeder fish. You cast it out and you let it sink to the bottom, but you got to keep an eye on your line in case you get a strike. Now, spinners, these are different because they move through the water like this.
Oh, like this?
Yep, that's it. They're good for bass and perch. You might even catch a pike. Now, that's a fighting fish with sharp teeth, but you don't want to take it off the line by yourself. No, sir.
What would you do with all of those fishing lures?
They're for my dad. We've gone fishing ever since I was little. Everywhere except for the river, because there's no fish there. Now my dad doesn't want to go fishing anymore. On Friday morning, he said he was too tired to go. And I asked him again after dinner, and he said he didn't remember saying that. And then he got mad at me, and he told me he doesn't know where to fish. I think he's just tired of his old fishing lures. My mom wants to take him to the doctor, but he won't go. She wants him to be happy like he used to be. So that's why I'm going to take him fishing again, because I think when he sees all those new lures, he'll want to go fishing all the time.
I can see you really love your dad and your mom.
Do you think I'll win the award?
Well, that's up for the viewers to decide, but Eddie, thank you so much for coming today.
Oh, thank you, Ross Jorgensen. I haven't seen you since Monday, May 29th, 1995.
It was a very, very good day. Thank you. Oh, this one. That's all right, we have plenty in store for the second half of our program. I can smell Maria's sauce from here. Smells like my mother's. She liked to cook for us a lot. Sorry, Kathy.
Well, Ross, I am with Mr. Greg Weaver. Now, you are the bookkeeper for the company, the
controller. When Charles Jr. took over from his father in '77, I was the first he brought in.
Now, I understand that you and Charles Cameron Jr. were friends.
Oh yeah, we ran track together.
Who was faster?
He was, usually.
Well, let's sit down with Ross and talk about all of those years at Cameron Cable.
Now, you were at Cameron Cable since day one. What was that like?
I was happy to help a guy that I believed in, you know? We were out to conquer our little corner of the world. Eventually, we marketed our products all across the country and beyond. A number of people from Great Bend worked there.
Where did Charles Cameron go wrong?
Oh, he didn't go wrong. He just couldn't predict the future. You know, he had more courage than anyone I ever knew.
Did you see the danger signs?
Oh, yeah? You stare at numbers all day, they start to talk to you. At one point, hit a wall, things started to go backwards. Now, I thought it would be temporary. Then, things started happening I'd never seen before.
Like?
No, like old customers not returning calls, product from overseas at ridiculous prices. Yep, we had a cable that we sold for years for $10 a unit, and we made 75 cents profit. One day, when the big stores comes in, demands a price that leaves us with 4 cents profit. Well, 4 cents! You can't make a living on that. And then internet prices got even lower. Now Charles, he wanted to meet it head on, and somebody had to tell him it couldn't be done.
But you were right.
I was right, and to be honest with you, I've never been so sorry to be right about anything in my life. It was honestly wrong to sell the name. Cameron Cable is gone. I killed Lachlan, you know.
Oh, we don't have to go
Who
into that.
shot Charles?
We don't have to go into that very tragic story today. The police told our news team that your actions were heroic and saved several other lives.
I need to.
Let's talk about how you would use the award money and what award you're requesting.
Yes, sure. It has everything to do with that. I was in my office when I heard the shots. Now, people will tell you that gunfire sounds like firecrackers. It doesn't. I was target shooting competitively back then. I don't do that anymore. For some reason, that morning, I had my pistol with me. It was a chance occurrence. I had some custom work done on it. One of the shop foremen wanted to check it out. It's not something I would do every day, but that morning, I'll never know why, before I left my house, I took a magazine out of the drawer and I slipped it into the pistol case. When I heard the shots, I took the pistol case out of my drawer. I inserted the magazine and I walked toward the sound. The door to Charles' office was open. Lachlan was standing in front of him. He'd already shot Charles. I raised my gun, I aimed, and I fired. The same as you would fire at a target. Nothing else about that was the same. Ed Jones, our security guard, was nearby. Ed didn't even carry a gun. It was that kind of place, you know? He told me he came in and he took the gun out of my hands. I've told the police the entire story, but I've never told anyone else before.
One of the most tragic days in the history of Grayville.
I hired Lachlan. We didn't know he was an alcoholic. Word got back he was drinking on the job. Well, you can't have a drunk in a wire factory. Now, we tried counseling. It didn't help. I was going to fire him the morning he killed Charles. I still see them in a dream about once a week. The two dead men there on the desk.
Do you think Cameron Cable would still be around today if Charles Cameron had lived?
Oh, no, we were going out of business for years. He just couldn't admit it.
So, what award are you requesting, and how would you use that money?
I haven't worked since then. Charles paid me well, but you know, savings only goes so far. I don't think I could go back to working in an office. So much could happen. So I have a business plan for a tax service. Now, you can do your own taxes now with online software, but that won't give you the advice of a real accountant. So I have an idea where people across the country could access an actual accountant through their computers. It's something, you know, I could do from my home. Check this out. My startup budget is going to be $37,500. So if I'm given the top award, right, that will then leave $12,500, which I would distribute evenly among all the other people who are here today. Now, I know them all. None of them deserve this. And then I can get back to work.
That sounds very, very generous, Greg. Thank you so much for being here, and our condolences for you and your friend. If you'd like to vote for Greg Weaver, please call at the end of the segment when the number appears. But viewers, we would like to apologize if Greg's story disturbed any of you. We did not originally plan on going over it today. But Kathy, we have one more guest, don't we?
Yes, we do, Ross. I'm here with Donna Boyle, and you were just talking with Maria about her tomato sauce. You must like cooking too.
Oh yes, cooking, canning, making pickles and preserves. Most of our food comes from my garden.
Sounds like some garden. And I understand that you have a wood-fired stove?
I do. I bought it from a junk dealer for $30. We have a regular oven too, but bread tastes so much better from a wood-fired oven. We heat with wood, so there's always plenty around.
And isn't a wood-fired stove tricky to operate?
It is, until you get the hang of it. The real trick is getting it in the house. It weighs a ton. The boys brought all their friends.
Doesn't your house get awfully warm?
Well, you know what they say. If you can't take the heat, stay out of the kitchen.
Let's sit down with Ross.
So, Don, you heat your house entirely with wood. That has to save you a ton of money.
Oh, you bet. The woodlot is right on the property, so it's all free.
You would not like to see my heating bills last winter.
With your salary?
I know. Anyway, what did Cameron Cable mean to you?
Well, my life as I know it began there. My marriage, my home, my 2 boys. A lot of that has changed now, but I've learned the skills I need to live as I choose.
So, tell us a little bit more about your time at Cameron Cable. When did you start?
Well, I started when I got engaged to put away money for the wedding. And that Christmas, he called it off, and I applied for full-time. The only opening was a position in maintenance. I figured I could fake it until I learned. It was a lot. Mechanical, plumbing, electrical. After my shifts, I would take a sandwich to the library and study the manuals until they closed. But I did it. I worked with Henry Morrell for a while, and I think he could see right through me, but he never said a word.
Were you the only woman in maintenance?
Yep. I met my husband there about a year later, and I took maternity leave with both of my boys, so the company was always happy to have me back.
You sound like a pioneer, having it all.
I guess. But then it all fell apart. A couple of years ago, the day our younger son graduated, my husband sat me down and told me he didn't love me anymore. And he left. Another woman. He's with a different one now. He didn't even bother to tell us about her. But my home is free and clear. I'm doing fine. But my 2 boys, they live at home now, and the older one is already engaged, and his younger brother's right behind him. They deserve to set up their lives outside of Great Bend. There's no opportunity for them here.
I am so sorry to interrupt. Viewers, please do not call until after the number has appeared on the screen. Don't use the normal studio number. Wait until we're done. Thank you. Donna, you're getting so many calls of support. Just listen to this. June in Fairlawn says, "You're my hero!" Hey.
Francine in Great Bend wants to tell you, go sister, we don't need anyone else to make it.
Give me my card. Also, Tom in Great Bend said oh my God, be happy to split firewood with you anytime! And asks if he can have your number. Sorry, Tom, can't help you there, but it sounds like a compliment.
For sure. Splitting wood is not fun.
Well, it could be. Anyway, wait for this. You have a proposal of marriage from Bernie in Bedford Hills who says, and I quote, "You are the answer to his prayers." Does that make your day?
I will not be getting married again, Bernie, so keep praying. But you are kind.
So, we have to ask you the second most important question today. What award are you requesting, and how would you use that money?
Well, I don't need any money. People think they own things, but really, your things own you. I can live on almost nothing. I don't owe anyone, but I do owe my boys a future. Any award will help them set up homes and start families somewhere better. Cameron Cable won't be there for them like it was for me, but they can have a better start thanks to Charles Cameron.
You're a woman of your convictions.
And one more thing. That son of a bitch who shot Charles got exactly what he deserved.
Wow, we heard a lot of interesting stories today, didn't we, Ross?
I had no idea.
It's a good thing you and I can't vote because I just don't know who I choose.
Neither do I.
You and our studio audience can begin voting now by filling out the cards on the front of your chairs. On the front of the card, please write the names of the 3 employees you feel deserve to be given awards and the amount you feel each deserves. On the back of the card, please write how you made your decision.
And when we return, Maria's sauce will finally be ready to sample. I've been waiting all morning.
Me too.
And Sandy Lightheimer will finally join us. Sandy says your past does not have to determine your future. I'd like to believe that's true.
Words to live by, Ross. More sunrise still ahead in Great Bend.
We are so fired.
I know. Oh, it's cut. Okay, great.